yeah, you can see how like I'm getting all squirmy. I did drop, like I dropped like 1.8 kilos. Anyway, I'm just going to be honest with what I did. Hey guys, welcome back to another YouTube. I'm doing a diet update. I know it has been quite a while since I've updated you guys on how the diet is going. Honestly, I filmed one 2 weeks ago and it was when I was doing something quite drastic, let's say. And I filmed the whole thing and then I was just thinking about it for like 2 weeks. And I was like, I feel really uncomfortable about putting this out there, mostly because I know it was going to get a lot of hate, but also because I don't want to be putting something out there without people really properly understanding why I was doing it. And I know a lot of people don't like watch the whole YouTube video or listen to everything I say, so they might just watch it and get this idea to do what I was doing and do it for a really long time and not do it in like a controlled way. And I just thought I don't want to be promoting that kind of thing. But then on the other side, I was really like, I can't lie, like I can't get on here and be like, oh yeah, I dropped all this weight and I've just been doing the same calories. Like I feel really uncomfortable doing that. So I just thought, instead of going full in depth, because like the whole YouTube, I referenced studies, I referenced dietitians, I made sure it was fully explained, but I just, yeah, you can see how like I'm getting all squirmy. I just didn't feel comfortable posting it. So then I tried to do another diet update and I was like, how do I talk about the last, like the numbers without explaining exactly what I did? So I'm in like a bit of a pickle. Anyway, I'm just going to be honest with what I did. It was a 3-day period on very low calories. I'm not going to say exactly what the calories were. They were below 1,000. And it was really just a test to see how my body responded to drastically low calories. So previously I've done like 36-hour fasts and my body responds really quickly in terms of weight drops because I just tend to carry a lot of water. I just have more of an inflamed body. So when I do like lower calorie days, like the test that I did, I just kind of wanted to see what happened. Over a 3-day period on low calories, you're going to be losing some fat, but mostly it's going to be water. So it's not sustainable and it's not something I would recommend people do. And it's kind of like one of those things that bikini competitors do in the lead up to their show. They'll do like cut their calories really drastically and then drink heaps of water, and then they kind of dehydrate, stop drinking water and have carbs so that the muscles like suck up all the carbs, the glycogen, and fill out. So yeah, it was just something that I tested and I did drop, like I dropped like 1.8 kilos, but then afterwards, going back to my normal calories, it came back up but maintained a bit lower than it had previously. So yeah, it was just an experiment. It was something I was planning on doing, like cycling on and off over like a very long period of time, so like 2 weeks at maintenance and then 3 to 4 days on the low calories. And then I just decided like doesn't feel healthy to me, and it was something that I was dreading. Like I was like, oh god, there's 10 more days to have to do this again. And it was hard, like it was doable, but I didn't feel healthy. And I'm like, you know what, I just want to be healthy, and dieting isn't necessarily healthy for your body, but I do still have a goal. So I'm dieting but just less aggressively, and I'm actually feeling really good about it and my body is responding. It's kind of like I've taken heaps of pressure and stress off myself to hurry up and achieve this goal, and it's just coming back to being like, you know what, dieting takes time, fat loss takes time. So yes, that's kind of what I did like 2 weeks ago. So yeah, I'm just going to give you an update on what the last 2 weeks have been like. So rather than like cutting out more calories and going aggressive, because it's just been taking a little bit longer than I'm used to in terms of the scale weight. So what I kind of did was look back through all of my previous data, and this is why I love having the spreadsheet. This is why I love tracking everything, because I can look back at previous dieting phases. And something I noticed was my starting point at my previous dieting phase was like 5 kilos lighter than what I am now. So I was starting feeling leaner. But even over that period, it was like a 12 or 16 week diet with refeeds and diet breaks in there. I only dropped like 2 kilos in that whole period. So personally, I don't see big scale drops because I am a stressed person. I do tend to carry a lot of water, and that's why I respond really well to drastic low calories and fasts, because the water goes away, but then it just comes back because I've got more food in my system, there's more carbs, so the water is retaining more, etc. So it's not sustainable. It's just something that you might do before like a photo shoot or a competition, and you don't even have to. So you don't have to do this. This is just things that I test on myself so I can share the information and learn about my body, because that's what interests me. So in the first like 3 weeks of this dieting phase, I dropped like 2 kilos. I was up at like 67, like almost 68. And now I've just kind of been hanging out around like 65s. I was kind of stuck around the 66s, and now I'm around the 65s. So I do have like a goal weight in mind. Like I would like to get down to like 60, but I'm trying to take the focus off what the scale says and focus more on my performance in the gym, what I'm looking like physically, and how I'm feeling health-wise. So the goal is still fat loss. I'm still in a calorie deficit. It's not as aggressive as I was doing on the 1200, 1400 kind of calories. I'm just sitting on a flat 1500 calories. I eat 5 meals a day. I have breakfast, snack, lunch, dinner, and dessert, 5 meals. And I'm feeling really good on that. I'm feeling good. Like I'm hungry, which is kind of a good sign, because it means it doesn't necessarily, you don't have to be hungry for a diet to mean it's working, but it can be a good sign for your metabolism. And something else that is now being introduced is some HIIT training. So typically, you guys know I'm not like a huge cardio fan. I've actually changed my tune a bit. I think through all this isolation stuff, because I started running and doing more like cardio circuits at home, I realized that they're actually quite fun. Like that can be quite fun. So I'm doing 2 HIIT sessions a week. I'm not like changing anything else. I've got my 4 weight training sessions in the gym. I do 1 live home workout with my girls, and then I do 2 HIIT sessions. So just like your training, your HIIT sessions will have progression built into them, or they should. So what I'm doing at the moment is stair sprints. So there's like a hill with stairs near my house, and I just go there twice a week and I sprint up and down, and I do that 10 times, and then next week I'll do 12 times, and then the week after that I'll do 15 times. So it's just adding small additions each week to ensure you're progressing and not like adapting and just making that part of your energy expenditure, so you're still being challenged by that. So that is going to contribute to the energy in, energy out equation. So obviously a calorie deficit is kind of the number one thing you think about with your fat loss. So you want to ensure you've taken out enough calories so that you are burning more than you are consuming. But you can then use tools such as cardio to increase your energy output. So that's why I'm using HIIT. So say your maintenance calories are 2000 and you go into a 500 calorie deficit, so you're on 1500 calories, and it's just like that every day. But then you add in something like HIIT training, and you could be burning anywhere from an extra, like, I don't know, 100 calories, 300 calories. I don't track how many calories I'm burning. Like I use my watch literally just for my steps, but it's obviously contributing to calories burnt each week. So that should hopefully speed things up a little bit and help me achieve my goal. Now I have booked in a photo shoot for 4 weeks time. So I just did that for work, for content and stuff, but it's also a really good like motivation tool. For some people it can be like a bit stressful because you've got a deadline and you can get stressed working towards a deadline. But for me, I'm kind of like, yeah, cool. I'm happy with where my physique is now to do a photo shoot. So in 4 weeks time, it's just one of those things that keeps me a little bit more accountable and staying on track and not getting into that like, oh, I can't be bothered dieting today mentality, which like had been happening a little bit. And I've just been taking like a few more refeed days, which like is fine, but it just kind of pauses your momentum. So anyway, I'm going to jump into the numbers now and go through where I'm sitting. I've only just started the HIIT, so I won't really see the effects of that for like another bit, because obviously that takes time. But 2 weeks ago, that was when I like dropped the calories low. I started at 66.2, 66, 64.8, 64.7, 64.2, and then I started having more food. I went back up to 64.8, 65, and then last week I got my period. So in the lead up to my period, I tend to retain even more water and get really inflamed, as most women do. 65.2. So it started going up to like 65.3, 65.6, 65.2, 65.3, 0.4, 0.2, 0.4. So you can see it just fluctuates. Like my weight just fluctuates so much. Even when I'm super consistent with my calories, like all last week, I was on 1500, and then there was one day that I was on 1600 because I took a little bit more of a refeed day to help with my period cravings. And then this week it's been 65.4, 65.8, 65.5. So instead of focusing on the numbers so much, like I share them with you guys just to give you a bit of an insight of what's going on, where my body's at. But I also show some videos of what my physique is looking like at the moment. It's definitely, I've found being back in the gym has helped a lot. A, with food cravings because I'm not home so much, and B, I'm just burning more calories and getting a greater energy expenditure because the weights that I'm lifting and stuff are just so much more demanding on my body. I'm also walking more because I'm walking to cafes to work now that restrictions have lifted a bit more in New South Wales. So I'm getting around like 14,000 steps a day, 13,000. Some I'm still getting like 10,000. 10,000 is my minimum goal. Anything over is great. So like 12,000, 13,000 the last few days. So yeah, I'm in like a really good headspace with it right now. And it's really come down to just changing my tune and being realistic about my expectations for this dieting phase. Obviously I came into it I honestly expected to drop 5 kilos 3 kilos really quickly, and then for the next 2 to be 8 weeks. It's been a long dieting phase for some, but I'm glad I'm able to show the process, because this is why like Instagram and stuff f***s you, because you see people's before and afters and you see like, oh my god, that's amazing, but you don't see this in between stuff where they plateaued for ages, or they made changes, or they weren't seeing results, or they weren't sticking to their calories. You just see then and now, and you're like, wow, I want to do that. Anyone can do that, and anyone can do that, but you got to ride the wave. You got to get through these moments, and you have to know what's involved to actually get your goal, because it's never a linear progress where you just start, you stick to your calories, you lose, and you're there. And sometimes it is. I say it's never linear. Some people it is. Me 5 years ago, when I'd never dieted before, was so much easier to diet, but now my body's self-defense system is so much more attuned to this kind of thing because I've done it so many times. It fights against me, so that's why it's just harder. So anyway, I've babbled on for a while. I just wanted to give you guys an update because it's honestly like the most commonly asked question, but I don't want to like pigeonhole myself in YouTube to just speaking about dieting. So anyway, I know it helps a lot of people, and I really appreciate everyone that DMs me and comments on these YouTubes thanking me for still showing up even when I just seem to be getting a lot of negative comments. But I know you can't escape those. There's just, these comments just happen, and I just hope the people commenting are maybe like watching the actual videos and seeing what I'm saying rather than like looking at a title, because like, yeah, I do use titles that try to grab your attention to get you to watch, because that's the whole aim of YouTube, to get more people to watch, to connect with more people, to help more people. So in that process, I'm going to be attracting the wrong kind of people too, who look at these videos and don't actually know anything about me or my history, or the fact that everything I do is like evidence-based, and the stuff that I do that's not evidence-based I practice on myself, and I preface every video saying like, this is what I'm doing and what I'm testing and trying. So anyway, that's the diet update for the last period. I hope you guys got some use out of that, and I hope you're kind of thinking, yeah, what are my expectations with my dieting phase? Like, am I expecting this to be a lot faster than it is? Am I making decisions that are affecting my ability to achieve my goal? Like, just being really honest with yourself, because only you can do that. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this little sit down chat, and I'll be back with another video. I might do a full day of eating 1500 calories because I know you guys love those ones. So I'll come back with some more videos, and I might show you some HIIT training because that's fun. So if you guys want to see anything, comment below. As always, make sure you turn post notifications on so you don't miss a video. Like this video for your gal. Is it weird that I call it video? Is that old school? Am I showing my age? No, I suppose it's called video. Yeah, what else would you call it? Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Make sure you subscribe. That's the main thing to do, all right? I'll see you guys really soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.